Your check engine light turns on, you scan the vehicle, and the code P2195 appears. Oxygen sensor signal stuck lean, bank 1 sensor 1. At first glance, this code sounds straightforward. The oxygen sensor is stuck lean, so the sensor must be bad, right? That assumption is exactly why P2195 costs people unnecessary money. P2195 does not mean the oxygen sensor is broken. It means the engine control module is seeing a lean signal from the upstream oxygen sensor, and that signal is not changing the way it should. The oxygen sensor's job is not to measure fuel directly. It measures oxygen content in the exhaust. The computer then uses that information to adjust fuel delivery. If the signal stays lean, the computer keeps adding fuel, expecting the mixture to change. When that change never happens, the system flags P2195. One of the most important things to understand is this. P2195 is often caused by something upstream of the sensor, not the sensor itself. A common cause is unmetered air entering the engine. Vacuum leaks after the mass airflow sensor allow extra air into the intake. The oxygen sensor correctly reports a lean condition, but the computer assumes the sensor is wrong. Another major cause is exhaust leaks. A leak near the exhaust manifold or before the upstream oxygen sensor allows fresh air to enter the exhaust stream. That extra oxygen makes the sensor report lean even though the engine may be fueling correctly. Mass airflow sensor problems also play a huge role. If the MAF sensor underreports incoming air, the engine computer calculates less fuel than needed. The mixture becomes lean, and the oxygen sensor simply reports the truth. Fuel delivery issues should not be ignored. Low fuel pressure, restricted fuel filters, or weak fuel pumps can all reduce fuel flow. When the engine does not receive enough fuel, the exhaust oxygen level remains high, triggering a lean signal. Fuel injectors can contribute as well. Clogged or restricted injectors on bank 1 can reduce fuel delivery. This is especially important on engines where bank 1 and bank 2 are fed separately. The evaporative emission system can also influence P2195. A purge valve stuck open can introduce air or fuel vapor at the wrong time. This unmetered flow can confuse fuel calculations and cause unstable oxygen sensor readings. Live data is essential when diagnosing P2195. You should look at oxygen sensor voltage or current, depending on sensor type. A healthy upstream sensor constantly switches between rich and lean. If the signal is flat or stuck, you need to determine why. Fuel trims tell the real story. If short-term and long-term fuel trims are highly positive, the computer is adding fuel. That confirms the engine is actually running lean or believes it is. Comparing bank 1 to bank 2 is critical. If only bank 1 shows lean behavior, the problem is localized. If both banks show similar patterns, the issue is likely shared, such as airflow measurement or fuel supply. Another mistake people make is ignoring coolant temperature data. If the engine control module believes the engine is warmer or cooler than it actually is, fuel strategy changes. Incorrect temperature data can prevent the system from entering closed loop properly. Replacing the oxygen sensor without testing is one of the most common mistakes with P2195. Oxygen sensors report conditions. They rarely cause them. Before replacing any parts, a proper diagnostic process should be followed. Check for vacuum leaks. Inspect exhaust components. Verify fuel pressure. Confirm mass airflow readings. Review live data and fuel trims. P2195 is not telling you to buy a sensor. It is telling you that the air-fuel balance is not changing the way the computer expects. When approached correctly, P2195 is usually a straightforward diagnosis. When guessed at, it becomes an expensive guessing game. Always diagnose first, understand the system, and fix the root cause. Taking the time to test properly saves money and prevents unnecessary repairs. Before replacing parts, check our channel for more diagnostic tips and real-world fixes. Fixcar Codes helps you understand the problem before you spend your money.